God damn it all to hell. I am so pissed off at the 2.1 update. Let me take you back in time, people. It was about 2 months ago. The game was approaching its 1-year anniversary and the 2.0 update was about to drop. I was quite frankly very concerned about the 2.0 update. The way the 2.0 update was originally described, it made it sound like the red parts were going to be very expensive play-to-win parts that were going to break the game's metagame. That alone was enough to worry me. I was quite frankly getting concerned that I would have to drop the game at that point. But then the 2.0 update came out, and you know what? The red parts were freaking brilliant! They actually perfected the game's meta. They allowed for infinite customization possibilities that were beyond my wildest dreams and that of the player base at large. The 2.0 update also added the Inferno missions, which were just so damn challenging. And yet they had excellent rewards because my 1 year of playing this game had now culminated in these ultra high difficulty stages that all of the obscure parts that I'd been saving up for the entire year could finally come together and with the right combination give me these miraculous wins and perfect victories and then get me those red parts. So when I heard last week that 2.1 was coming, well, I was honestly so happy that the way things were, I didn't give a shit. I literally expected nothing to come of this update, and Jesus Christ was I ever wrong. 2.1 is the nightmare update. This was everything I thought 2.0 was going to be, and worse. While it adds some interesting new stuff, the stuff it adds to the game is all fucking defective. And I have to say this is literally the most un-free-to-play friendly update that they've ever put into this game. Jesus Christ, I mean, wow, where do I begin? So, this morning the update dropped, and immediately I was sitting around, happy for my Wednesday morning live stream, hoping I was going to get another cool Inferno mission, have a good old time beating it. Except the update was 5 gigabytes, and everyone I know who downloaded it took them an average of 20 minutes to download, during which you could not close the app, and you could not use your smartphone for about half an hour. So when the game update finally installed, the game was laggy and crashy. The second time it crashed on me, it wouldn't even reopen, so my live stream was done. Now, I believe the lag was a result of everyone downloading this 5 gigabyte update all at the same time from the server, because later the lag cleared up and, then the game was playable. So anyway, let's unpack the meat and potatoes of the update. The 2 pull suits this week are the Crossbone X3, which is okay. It's the last of the 4 Crossbone brothers. Whatever, I pulled it, I like it. But then the other one is the fucking original RX-78 again. Except now it's a power type suit. Yuck. I was worried the game was going to start pimping out RX-78 clones at me, but I thought they'd at least have the common decency to give them some aesthetic differences, like the new Gundam from last week. And then on top of that, so previously with the weekly event missions, if there was like a Gundam Seed event, and you didn't have the luck to pull out the weekly suit, you could just put together a team of all Gundam Seed suits. And if you used all 3 of your unit slots to build a completely original team designed strictly around the event, you would still get full points and drops for the event by doing it the long and hard way. But all that work is gone now. You either get these weekly pulls, or you're fucked. So way to seriously burn bridges with the free-to-play players. And to add insult to injury, you roll out this change the same week you roll out a completely aesthetically useless RX-78P Gundam? So wait. You mean to tell me that now Bandai expects me to pay money for the things I already have, otherwise I'm not gonna beat the missions? Well, excuse me. So this alone has me beyond furious. Like, I never drop a ton of money on the Sokai events, cause yeah, the suits are cool, but it's kind of a scam. And usually I can get half the loot just by playing the hard way. I mean, that's what I used to do normally. But now, to make matters worse, they stopped doing the Inferno missions too. RIP Inferno missions. You were literally so cool, you got me to come onto YouTube and record how cool you were. So, Much to my complete dismay, the Inferno missions have been replaced with the Gundam Grand Prix, which is another total fucking nightmare. The Gundam Grand Prix is not one Inferno mission, it is 20. And to top it off, you need to beat each of them in under 20 cumulative minutes. If you spend too much time on one, you can try to whittle down your speed, but you won't get all the prizes. And then, this is where it gets even worse. They expect you to build 20 different Gundams to beat these 20 different missions. You have to build a new Gundam to play the mission. And whatever parts you use to clear one mission become unusable for any other missions in the Grand Prix. Unless you manage to beat that stage over with like a different build, but this is a fucking nightmare. So, to beat this goddamn Grand Prix, I need to have 9 different parts for 20 different mobile suits. That is 180 maxed out parts. And then after that, if you even have 180 maxed out parts, you still have to manage to combine them together into a half-decent working Gundam. Now that is literally fucking impossible. Like, even if you spent thousands of dollars on this game, you would not have the in-game cash or the part upgrades to actually pull that off. Now I'm going to wait and sit here until I see someone else online actually manage to beat this Grand Prix. But unless they pull some like insane shits, or they like adjust it so that like maybe the parts are only locked up for like a day or something, I do not see any normal person being able to finish this. And to add insult to injury, beating the Grand Prix is the only way you will unlock the brand spanking new, highly customized Valkyrie Gundam, which I totally want because this game has got me addicted to wanting things! So then, the next change. The next infuriating change. So, they had previously given us the impression that the red parts were going to be the end-all be-all for raising the power levels. But now, with the 2.1 update, they have added altered red parts, which at this point only exist for the Exia, the RX-78, and the Zeta. The altered red parts seem to just take the already existing red parts and make them stronger. But I feel like, well, number one, fuck you Bandai, and number two, if there's some weird downside to this, I'm not immediately seeing it right away, and I'm kind of worried that there's some weird downside. I'm just going to wait a day or two and see how this goes for some other people, but I've already spent a year raising my parts up to red parts, so I don't want to casually ruin them in a bid for more power that I don't actually need. Quite frankly, at this point in the game, I am strong enough to handle anything that comes at me, with the exception of this extremely broken Grand Prix bullshit. Now, I mean, some of these new altered red parts do look kind of cool, but right now I am suspicious. Then, probably the best and only good part of this update is that you can now make your own custom skin. So, if you build a tricked out mobile suit, but you want it to look like the Nobel Gundam Deco, be my guest. Of course, the skins are kind of new to me, and I previously only knew about the super expensive Mobile Doll May one, which I wish was a part. So now that the skin maker is a thing, is anyone owning Mobile Doll May? Do you know, can you use that as a part now? I'm genuinely curious. Anyway, I messed around with the new skin maker, and it looks like when you put a part into this, it gets locked up in there until you take it out. And I'm not exactly sure, but the skins overwrite your original EX skills, so that's a little worthless. But I mean, I guess you could use the skins to confuse people in PvP mode, or otherwise just rock your favorite external suit as a skin. But I feel like this takes some of the joy out of the game by not forcing people to commit to all the crazy things they would build in their own quest for power. Oh, and also the story is updated again. Big whoop-de-doo. The charity suit this week is the Bound Dock. I love the Bound Dock, but I'm too sad for all the other updates to really care. So, wow. This shitty update. It's a game-ruining nightmare. if they really don't plan on making the weekly events free to play anymore, and this Gundam Grand Prix thing, wow, that is a fucking scam. I mean, it's literally unbeatable under the current conditions. Like, even if you dropped $1,000 into the game, I don't think you could actually beat it. This shit here might actually be my breaking point. Because I freaking love this game, and this royally sucks. I mean, hopefully the fan base at large will see, like I did, how bad these changes are, and maybe they can press back against Bandai and get, like, some counter reaction. But I don't know, guys. This is just a major, major disappointment for me. I'm going to be lurking on Reddit after this to see if anyone does figure out some workarounds for all of this shit. But in the meantime, man, this just makes me sad. Alright, so that might be my last episode of Gundam Build Guide, but we'll see. I mean, I'll stick around and I'll see if hopefully they adjust this shit, because they need to. Please subscribe to my channel, you guys. I'm slowly getting up there. Just like 590 more subscribers to go. Oh, the pain. The pain of it all.